of success last week with kind of that delayed draw. Where you hold up for a second, then Tavian runs it. How difficult does that make your job as a center, or does it?
I mean, it's a good complementary play that, we run and then we passing, and their inside guys are getting up the field. So, we like to mix that draw in and just keep it balanced and stuff we can manage and stuff, so we don't have to drop back and pass. So, and it really helps. So.
What is your assignment on the play? You doing your regular blocking, or do you have to hesitate a bit?
No, I'm just reading the back. I really can't get too much into it. So.
A couple weeks ago, we had to talk about your bad history with Kentucky, which you got over, but now it's your good history with Tennessee in your career. How satisfying is that you've been able to you've had success? The teams have had success with you with Tennessee.
The past few years we have success, but my first two they beat us. So, I'm 3-2 with Tennessee. So let's see where it goes this week.
How comforting is it to have a guy like Tavion, especially now knowing you might be without Rico for a little while?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know where he comes from, and he runs the ball hard, and I appreciate everything Tavion does for us, and he's a guy that comes in every day, does the right thing, and it pays off when you watch him out there on the field. So yeah, knowing we got him behind us, I'm confident.
He gave y'all a big lift last week. That had to be kind of deflating for Rico to go down the first play game, but Tavion steps in and
Yeah, you just never know when your number's called, so you always be ready for times like that. That's why we practice it. Coach put us in a lot of situations like that, and it's unfortunate, but hey, it's a game of football. So.
You have two new guards on either side of you. How have you seen them grow over the course of the year?
Yeah, Javon and Rhodey, I think they from their first starts, I see a lot of progress. A lot of stuff they can work on, but it means a lot of progress. But those guys can be the leaders next year. So they're expected to make big plays and play in big games and do well. So.
Has it helped them having you there in the middle, but having been so experienced?
Yeah, I mean, I help them with the good calls, but I give them calls, but they execute the block, so that's completely up to them. I can't block anybody for them, so we get in double teams a lot, and we communicate from guards to tackles, and I start off with the call, so yeah, they do it pretty well.
The communication there was a problem early for you guys. Has it gotten better? Is it where it needs to be? Still need to improve a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's gotten a whole lot better, especially between us. But I know we're about to play in a loud stadium, and just like Georgia, we got to communicate. The guards got to relate to the tackles, and tackles to the tight ends, and so on.
You guys added that kind of counter run where the back sort of goes one way and then kind of darts behind a pulling guard. Was that just a take on a blocking scheme you already had in place, and kind of how effective did you feel that was?
No, we just know we do plays like that based on what the linebackers are doing. So we know if the linebackers are following the running back, we can off balance him a lot, and we can get a puller, to tie it up, and hopefully we can get the back running one-on-one. So that's what we want and get a big play off of it.
Was it a new scheme for you guys, or
no?
Or
That's
something that
counter.
Just
I mean, everybody does counter. That's just counter.
Okay.
Yeah.
How confident are you guys in your running game right now? It seems like it keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, we just got to keep on. We just got to keep playing physical, and we got to do a better job of finishing blocks. I think a couple of times our guys are making the tackle 5 yards downfield, which could be a even bigger run. But, we just got to finish blocks and, just keep getting on the right guys, and we'll be all right.
What do you expect from this Tennessee team? They're coming off a loss from Alabama. They've been down for a while. They seem like they're really desperate for a win.
Yeah. I mean, you watch them. Their team has got better every game since they played. So we know we're going to get their best shot. They want to beat us, and they want to beat us at home. It's going to be a good environment. It's going to be loud there. And I remember good there, you can't really hear anything. So we got to be on our A game. And, they're a physical team. They got a good defensive front, and they play physical. So it's going to be a fourth-quarter battle.
You guys have had pretty good success against them the last couple of years. Is there some kind of common thread in it that you guys have put together this winning streak against them?
No, we just go out and prepare just for any other game, and we know we're playing the SEC. Everybody's gonna give us the best shot, so we just try to prepare. And every game goes in the fourth quarter, and hopefully we're on top of those plays. It's always a difference of 5 to 7 plays, and hopefully we're on top of them.
The game there 2 years ago, the goal line stand with your defense. What was that like as an offensive player, having to watch that on the sideline? Were you pacing?
Yeah, that was good because we were on a good drive, and we could have still been in the possession. It was actually my fault. I missed a cross stunt by the backers and put us in fourth down. So I was kind of like, we lost, I was gonna be on me. So yeah, I was over there biting my nails and everything. So
How did you celebrate that one? Just
oh
relief?
yeah, oh man, hard job.
What do you see from Mon? I mean, a guy that seems to always have a couple of guys in front of him. And yet whenever his number's called, he goes up.
Yeah, like anybody else on this team. Mine, he's gonna get in there. He's gonna run hard, and he's gonna run behind us and run behind his pads. And he's a hard guy to tackle. And once he hits that hole, he's gone. So
You
that's
ever
why.
sense any frustration from him, knowing it's always kind of a wait and see approach?
I mean, it's natural a little bit, but he's doing a good job of just being a team player. He wants to do what's best for the team, and like you said, when his numbers call, he always produces. So he's a clutch guy.
What's Feaster like is just, in terms of what he brings to the team with leadership? I know he transferred in, but having the experience he has, what does he bring to the team?
Yeah, he's a guy that he comes in every day, and he's looking to work hard, and he does everything right, and that's all you ask for. And the way he runs the ball and his experience, it helps us a lot, especially as offensive lineman. I appreciate that. So we just appreciate everything about Tavian.
Would you have imagined when Sedarius got here that he would be this size and this strength now and playing right tackle or left tackle?
We kind of know, and yes, because I hosted him on his official, and he was like 236 pounds, and after that he texts me every day. He was like, "What you do to gain weight? What you do to gain weight?" I'm just like, "Man, I'm losing weight. What you think? I'm not doing it." So, I mean, once he got on campus, he gained about 30 more, and then he put on some more, and the season's gone. So, I mean, he eats a ton. You should see how he eats.
Is it still peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time?
It's everything you can name.
And he lives with you. Y'all room together.
Yeah,
right?
he lives.
So you have to feed him?
Oh yeah, him and DJ. They eat like, I don't know what they eat like. I don't.
So when they said you're going to host this guy, you're hosting an offensive lineman this weekend, and you see a 236-pound guy walk up, what was your first thought?
Yeah, well, so when he got there was like, I seen his picture, and then I seen like his face like walk in the door about it, and I was like, this can't be him because he was so skinny. He had this ankle issue then too, so I was like, yeah, that's got to be him. So I mean, it was wow. Yeah.
And now where he is he the strongest guy on this team?
Yeah, definitely, hands down. Hutch move some weight.
Do y'all know where the max is?
I don't know his match, but you can tell we don't do a lot of maxing. We just do based on like percentages and stuff, and like how fast you can move the weight and all that good stuff. But man, he moves weight.
What's allowed y'all's running game to be as productive this year, or more productive this year than it's been since you've been here, I guess?
I mean, I think anytime you do like a running scheme, it's all about like the mindset. So, we have a good mindset of running, and we usually perform well. We know we got to be physical and everything, so that's where we want to start.
Does the mindset begin to grow during the off season when y'all are lifting, or is it just something that kind of picks up?
Yeah, that's just the thing. Coach Muschamp challenges us on a lot, and he does a good job with it. We know what we got to do, and he puts us in situations in the weight room that we are motivated to run the ball and be physical. So that's where we stand on that.
What kind of situations are you talking about?
Man, they put up like signs and stuff, and he reminds us. We have like shirts and stuff like that reminds us and everything. And wearing those shirts sometimes get embarrassing, so it just motivates you to do it.
So what was the most embarrassing?
So we had a shirt. I know we had a shirt because we like averaged like 3 yards a carry or some stuff like that. So we had to wear that around, and then the defense gave up like a bunch of yards. They had to wear that around, and the shirt was like run the ball and stop the run and stuff. So that's where, yeah.
Gotcha.
Anything else for Donell?
Sorry to that guy, man, coming at the end. But a quick question for you. In terms of Ryan, what have you seen just his growth now compared to when he first came on campus?
Oh yeah, I mean, when I first seen Ryan, it was during the summer camp, and I was just looking at the guy, the way he communicates to other people. I was like, he's a natural leader. So and just him, the way he's playing for a true freshman and stuff coming in the situation, it really speaks a lot about where he can take this program.
You think sometimes when you're a freshman, especially at that position, it's easy to forget, in terms of being from the outside, it's easy to forget when you look at the quarterback. You expect him to sometimes do more. How do you, as a freshman, regardless of your position, kind of just handle things in terms of just taking things day by day to get better?
I guess that question was a little bit all over. I got myself up a chipmunk. I don't remember a lot of things.
In terms of just being able to take things day by day, and not, because I think some people look at it and be like, hey, he's the quarterback, but he's still a freshman.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, you just come in, you play, and I mean, you've been playing this game your whole life, so you just know what you got to do, and you know what's required, and you prepare and you practice, and you know you get put in situations and you expect to perform. So that's how he looks at it. Yeah.
Thanks, Donell.